Santa Claus. You can't justify a murder just because the murderer killed a guy that was also responsible for lots of other murders, okay? You can't do that, Santa. Why not? Because if a murderer kills another murderer, that's like 2 birds, 1 stone. And then that means less murderers and less people on the naughty list. Bruh, that's not how things work, dude. You can't just fix murder with more murder. That's chaos. You know, what's so wrong with a little bit of chaos? Listen, I'm Santa, all right? The nice list, I don't want some long-ass nice list, okay? We need a naughty list. I don't have enough damn elves to give gifts and presents to everybody on the nice list. So, you know what? A little chaos is good. At least it's entertaining, bud, okay? You're literally ignoring the whole idea of justice. What if that evil CEO was justified in killing all those insurance patients? How does that make you feel now? Reasons. Listen, the only reason you need as a murderer to kill another person is if they were actually also a murderer. Then it's not a big deal. Okay, but if the second murderer kills the first CEO murderer, the second guy is still a murderer. We have more murderers now. Technically, yes, but at least you're cutting down on the competition. So, dude, what do you want to do? You want to help these murderers out? What do you want to help them unionize murderers for less murdering? I mean, what's going on, Santa? Hey, if it helps with insurance premiums going down, I'm all for it. I mean, these elves are costing me an arm and a leg in insurance premiums.
I'm so fly, I'm aligned with the planes. My grind so refined, I got no time for no games. Ask yourself, why would I make time for you lames? At all costs, cause I'm a boss. But break them off, yeah, gotta break them off.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Prime Time with Alex Stein. I'm your host, Alejandro Stein, and tonight we have an incredible guest. You know him as a host of War Room on InfoWars, but he's also a political prisoner and a very good friend of mine. We welcome on the one, the only Owen Shroyer. But before we get to him, I know we got to do the housekeeping. Were you about to interrupt? What were you about to do, Jimmy?
I thought you wanted him to come on like right now.
And why is the studio hot, dude? I'm sweating in here. I'm about to take an Alp. I need one of these Alps to cool me down. Wintergreen. Will this cool me down, Jimmy?
Absolutely, it will.
Do you think Papa Tucker can get us some sponsorships for the show?
We need one. Lord have mercy. We're having trouble keeping them. I think Tucker might stay with us. So, you see that delicious Alp right there? We're about to get weird.
What flavor is that?
Wintergreen.
Nice.
Delicious.
Mountain wintergreen. Makes me think of the old mountain. Makes me think of Colorado. I wonder if these are, he needs to make a Delta 9 Alex Stein line, and it's infuse it with Delta 9 THC, so when you take one on an airplane, you think the plane's going to crash the whole time.
That'd be
Well, you always think the plane's going to crash.
I do. Because
Having flown with you, you freak out every now and then on the plane. You really...
I freak out a lot on planes.
Hey,
I don't trust
Alex, do you want to tell the audience what time your plane took off last week?
Which flight?
To
the
Vegas?
one to Vegas?
Which one? What time did it take? Oh, 9/11, and I thought it was going to crash, and it barely made it there. I was on a Frontier flight, and it took off at 9/11. And then Brandon and Jimmy thought they were so smart, and we should get into this with Owen. They're like, well, the plane's not technically going to leave at 9/11. It's going to leave at like 9:15 or 9:16. And I'm like, that doesn't matter, because if it does crash, the conspiracy theorists are going to go back to see the flight log and the flight time, and the official time that it took off is 9/11. And that's what they would do. It's like, Jimmy, why does the killer have McDonald's Monopoly money inside of McDonald's that does Monopoly? I'm saying, why is he in McDonald's in the first place? One of the most popular restaurants in the world if you're hiding from police. Why did he go through the drive-thru?
Do you see the policeman was named Agent Fry?
Exactly, dude. They're laughing at us. Okay, so we got to get into it with our next guest. But guys, before that, if you like this show, you're going to love the merchandise we have for this particular show. Go to shopblazemedia.com today, and you can check out everything from our Pimp on a Blimp t-shirts and hats to our Big Booty Icon stickers and a whole lot more. And, of course, there's all the other Blaze Media merchandise right there at your fingertips. Everything from the Blaze Heritage and Blaze Media collections, jackets, t-shirts, hoodies, socks, mugs. There's so much there you're going to love. Go to shopblazemedia.com today and check out my merchandise as well as everything else available from Blaze Media. And be sure to use my code BLIMP10 to get 10% off your entire order. That's shopblazemedia.com, promo code BLIMP10 for 10% off today. Do it right now. Go buy a shirt. Thank you. Okay, now I'm high off the Zen. Are we ready for our next guest?
I believe we are.
Dude, I'm sweating, dude, from the Zen.
I didn't know that was an effect that Zyn would make you sweaty.
Dude, if you get a nicotine buzz, you know you can actually die from a nicotine overdose.
I did not know that.
There's a movie.
Oh, let's find out. Put them all in your mouth.
There's a movie called Thank You for Smoking. Pull it up on Zoom where they put a bunch of Nicorette patches or whatever. You know,
when they kidnap him?
Yeah, and he got nicotine poison and almost died.
It's a good scene.
All right, now we welcome on our next guest. He's a legend. He's a guy that was politically prosecuted, and I hope Donald Trump will, I guess, commute his sentence or erase his sentence. I don't know. I don't know what the proper term is. We welcome on the one, the only Owen Shroyer. Owen. No, I can't. Can I hear Owen? Let's see. Do we have it patched in right, Owen? You know, Jimmy's over there. Now we can't. He can hear me. We can't hear you. We had you earlier.
Yeah, we had him. Hold on one second.
And Owen is at that nice InfoWars studios. I can tell he's in his proper place. We're trying to do this as a Blaze InfoWars connection, and Alex Jones and Glenn Beck have been to defenses. In a way, is Alex Stein and Owen Shroyer maybe Owen's a little baby Glenn Beck, and I'm a baby Alex Jones. Maybe it's the opposite, right? Because Owen is a little more professional and a little more dialed in, and you could say Alex Jones is a little more crazy and wild and insane. So maybe we should switch. It's like that movie. There's a movie. What's it called? Where the guy, he's in high school and he strikes out, but in an alternate lifestyle, he hits a home run and his life is totally different. What is that movie called? It's like Mr. Destiny or something. But speaking of Destiny, he is in an open relationship and got caught recently getting exposed, giving fellatio to another man. And we already knew Destiny was gay, so no big secret there.
Well, how about this? While we're getting the audio, let's introduce what the big news was, and then we'll have Owen give all the details.
What is the big? Oh, how InfoWars is not sold? Of course, duh. You're talking about the InfoWars news.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about the Brett Cooper leaving Daily Wire news.
Oh, I mean, we can talk about that too.
That is spicy.
Because you just got
dude.
the inside scoop from Bryson. Right?
I did, and you know what they're saying is that the real reason is like it's not a money dispute. It's that Brett Cooper wants to distance herself from Ben Shapiro because too many people are saying that they look alike and that they're related, and she takes that as, she takes that personal. It's a personal attack on her because, she doesn't want to be compared to Ben Shapiro. I mean, Ben Shapiro's not a male model. I mean, is he, Jimmy? You think Ben Shapiro's winning any modeling contests like Ashton Kutcher did when he got discovered to go to Hollywood and drink the blood of children?
I mean, probably not. Some people said that if they end up doing that Snow White remake, they could just put Ben Shapiro in for Brett Cooper and no one would notice.
Is that what they're saying? They should do that.
Yeah, that would actually be funny.
They're too transphobic. But they did make a trans movie of basketball players.
Yeah, Lady Ballers.
So what if they did a Lady Ballers Snow White collab with Ben Shapiro?
So Snow White is the trans basketball player?
Well, no, they kind of take the aspect of being transgender in whatever Lady Ballers, and then they have a trans Snow White. They kind of do a gender flip. So all the characters, the doors could be all non-binary.
Hey, Alex, can you text me Owen's number?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, so we're just going to troubleshoot him.
Yes, I can. Let me text it to you.
Okay.
I know we heard Owen earlier, and then...
we had his audio, and then when they ended their InfoWars show... we stopped getting their audio.
And we did do a test, but of course, you know how things go, guys. Live, yeah, it's definitely Jimmy. Jimmy always messes up. Jimmy's a professional at messing up. But before we actually get on Owen, we talk about the great news. We also have to talk about, dude, what's going on? We're going to get into it. These UFOs over New Jersey. I mean, this is Conspiracy Wednesday, so we're going to get into the UFOs. We're going to get into the Daniel Penny controversy. We're going to get into a bunch of other stuff. Really, really, really crazy conspiracies tonight. So if you guys are on your Delta 9 gummies, I suggest you pace yourself because tonight could get a little weird. I don't want you guys to get too whacked out.
Well, how about this? Let's react to let's do the conspiracy segment right now with the Fox News interview.
But we should do it with O-Dog.
Okay, well.
Maybe we wait for O-Dog, dude. We'll get them. It'll work out. The people at InfoWars know what they're doing. But also, they could be sabotaging this. The government could be sabotaging this interview, which is a high possibility.
I know you're kind of joking, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Okay, I want to ask the chat. Did you guys know that? Did you know that Christmas is technically satanic?
Yeah, I've actually heard that. It's from like a secular Roman tradition.
Yes, didn't we talk about this last year?
No, we didn't.
We didn't go over that Christmas is satanic, probably because everybody loves it. But in, let me see, in Jeremiah 10, let me read this now. This is what it says in Jeremiah 10. It states that, let me read.
Yeah, let's use.
What are we trying to do?
We're just gonna send him the Zoom link. Something's up with our Skype.
Jeremiah 10, tree. Okay, hold on. So, what it says in Jeremiah, what is it, chapter 10, verse 3, in the Bible describes the practice of cutting down a tree from the forest and shaping it into an idol and decorating it with silver and gold. For the customs of the people are vain. For one cutteth the tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workmen with the axe. They deck it with silver and with gold. They fasten it with nails and with hammers, that it not move. So isn't that weird that it says in the Bible not to put up a Christmas tree and anoint it with gold and silver, and yet we do that every year?
That is actually surprising. You know, I didn't know that. So you taught me
did you know
something
that
new
corporations love Christmas, Jimmy?
Oh, well, yeah, it's a big money grab. Like Toyotathon has replaced Christmas almost in America.
No, it has not replaced Christmas, but you can get a good deal on a pre-owned Toyota. But it hasn't replaced Christmas. Now, I'm not calling you, pagans or devil worshipers if you celebrate Christmas. Obviously not. But I do think it's weird that it says that explicitly in the Bible, not to do that, and yet we have every multinational corporation in the world. And I was at the city council meeting. All of the LGBTQ guys, they don't believe in Jesus, probably not. So maybe some of them, who knows? But they're all wearing Christmas stuff. You know, Christmas it's lost the Christ. Why did we take out the Christ out of Christmas, Jimmy?
Well, how about this? I have an idea. Let's do what we're going to do at the end of the show right now and call all those people.
Oh, you want to do this right now?
Yeah, let's do that right now.
Well, I guess we got to play the segment, though, of, I guess let's play the Fox News segment, and then we can call.
Okay, can you
call the congressman?
SOT 3. Yeah.
Let's see if, okay, let's play SOT 3. Now, this is Congressman Jeff Van Drew, which kind of sounds weird, JVD, like you're JVT. And he says some weird stuff on Fox News about Iran flying these SUV-sized drones. Let's play this clip.
Well, here's the real deal, Harris. You know, I'm also on the Transportation Committee, on the Aviation Subcommittee, and I've gotten to know people. And from very high sources, very qualified sources, very responsible sources, I'm going to tell you the real deal. Iran launched a mothership probably about a month ago that contains these drones. That mothership is off, I'm going to tell you the deal. It's off the east coast of the United States of America. They've launched drones, is everything that we can see or hear. And again, these are from high sources. I don't say this lightly. Now, you know, we know there was a probability it could have been our own government. We know it's not our own government because they would have let us know. It could have been some really glorified hobbyist or hobbyists that were doing something unbelievable. They don't have the technology. But let's pretend that's possible. The third possibility was somebody, an adversarial country, doing this. Know that Iran made a deal with China to purchase drones, motherships, and technology in order to go forward. The sources I have are good. They can't reveal who they are because they are speaking to me in confidentiality. These drones should be shot down.
So this is Jeff Van Drews. We have his office. Let's call his office and see if we can talk to somebody about what the heck is going on.
The office of Congressman Jefferson Van Drew. We are not available to take your call right now, but please leave a brief message, including your name, phone number, and address, and someone on our staff will return your call. Again, thank you for calling the office of Congressman Van Drew, and have a great day.
Hello, this is Alexander Goldstein. I just want to say those drones are definitely from Iran, 100%, and I know our country would never fly those drones. So those are 100%. I have inside information that those are a Gays for Palestine drones, and they have nothing to do with Israel whatsoever. And I just wanted to tell you that, Jeff, if you could take those drones down, that would really help us out, especially in New Jersey. So, yeah, Jeff, this is Alex Goldstein. Call me anytime. Those drones, they got to go down. They are Iranian drones. I guarantee it. Trust me, I know it. I got inside information just like you. So let's take down those drones. And this is definitely not Israeli drones. They are Iranian drones. All right, now we welcome on our one and only, or my very good friend, Owen Shroyer. Owen, how are you doing?
All right, are we good? Paging
Now.
the blimp. Paging the blimp.
We did it! We did it!
Paging a pimp.
Sorry, we're on Delta 9s over here. We've been eating synthetic marijuana all day to get through just, this Daniel Penny verdict and everything. It's been really hard. I honestly wanted him to go to jail. I did. I'm not kidding. I was hoping that he would go to jail.
Would you have rioted? Would you have occupied government buildings?
Hey, I would have protested. Well, I'm going to protest now. Now I have to. Because if you watch the chokehold video, and I'm sure you've actually seen it, there was a weird moment at the minute and 30-second mark where a guy is trying to intervene, and he's like, man, stop. He pooped himself. He pooped himself. And there's another guy. So it's not just Daniel Penny choking. What's his name? What's his name?
Jordan Neely.
Oh, yeah, Jordan Floyd. It wasn't just him choking Jordan Floyd. Oh, crap. I left a very long message to Jeff Van Dyne. My point is, there was also another African-American man holding him down. And so this third bystander said, hey, if he's pooping his pants, he's dead. And the other guy argues and says, no, there was already defecation on his pants. So my point is, maybe he did choke him too long. Maybe he does deserve to go to jail for life. I don't know why not.
Well, you see, this is kind of the real debate that needs to be had, not about racism or anything like that. And to me, I look at this and I say, people always want to say, pardon my French here, I think we're good to curse.
Yeah, you can
knowing
cuss,
your
say it
content.
all, yes. Just try not to drop any N-bombs. We would appreciate if you could.
Oh, well, gee, now you're censoring my speech.
Yeah,
okay.
that's true. That is
no,
true.
but it's fuck around and find out. I mean, right? I mean, it's fuck around and find out. And really, the tragic story here is Jordan Neely dying, but this guy is a known pest on subways. And so he's out there messing around with people, intimidating, harassing people. I mean, I'm sure you saw the quote saying, I'll die, I'll take a bullet. I mean, clearly
that's what he
deranged.
said. No, that's what he literally, people were like, he said, I'm ready to die.
So it's a fuck around, find out situation. Yeah, you know what? Every once in a while, you go out in America acting like a jackass, somebody might pop you in the mouth. There's not too many of those type men left, but I mean, I was saying this too. If you go back just 2 generations, let's say, our grandparents, because we're the same age, my grandpa, my grandma, I think about them. If my grandma was on a subway train and somebody was behaving like that on the train, and a man came in and confronted them and took them down, my grandma would thank them and say, thank you very much, like the other women witnesses did to Daniel Penny. My grandpa would stand up and probably knock his teeth out.
Yeah, my grandmother would have shot him. My grandmother would have shot him.
But see what I'm saying? Just 2 generations ago, this behavior would not have been tolerated even for a moment. Now, there was another video that came out today, same New York subway, where a guy who's clearly deranged is walking around on the train and he's fake punching people. He's like walking up to women and like rearing back and like fake punching them. And all he gets is some guy saying, hey, stop it. Hey, stop it. Well, why doesn't somebody walk up to him and punch him out? And again, it's not like we want this. We're not encouraging violence. But again, it's like fuck around and find out. You walk around fake punching old ladies. Someone might come up from behind you and knock your damn teeth out. And so you want to de-escalate. Obviously, I think that's the smartest thing to do in our modern, whatever's left of polite society. But fuck around and find out. Every once in a while, somebody might just knock your damn teeth out.
I can't disagree with that. And those New York subways, they're ruthless. I mean, if you're down there and you're riding that, there's going to be some danger. And there's no excuse, though, to that pump fake guy. He was just trying to, I don't know what, like, why does that guy do that? I know he's on drugs, but, like, is he trying to get punched? Is he trying to get hurt? Is he trying to get arrested? Because that was a weird video where he was, like, pump fake punching a bunch of women. That's just, it doesn't even make sense to me why he would do that.
I think it's most likely just mental illness and probably just a drug-fried brain. There might be some other psychoanalysis stuff, like it's probably a homeless man. There's probably nothing in his life that makes him feel empowered. So maybe intimidating people on the subway is like his moment of empowerment. Is like, oh, I'm dominating this subway train. This is my train.
That's the only time he feels in control. Yeah, now that is an astute observation, Owen, and that's why you're a professional. Now, we talk about Daniel Penny. We just played a clip where now they're saying Iran is flying drones over New Jersey, and he promised that those aren't Israeli drones. Is that Is that we guarantee? I just want to say I've talked to Israel. They're not Israeli drones. They did get some of those parts, but we're gonna blow up. They're like they ordered them from the same place they got the pagers. But that's neither here nor there. They're Iranian drones, and we know that for a fact from a secret source. Do you agree with that?
Well, I heard Alex Goldstein call Representative Jeff Van Drew, former Democrat, has taken $111,000 from AIPAC. But I was actually talking to a gentleman who's in the military and deals with aircraft specifically, and he was giving me the lowdown. And there's a couple of things that stand out here that are just obvious.
Okay.
One, if this was some sort of a foreign operation, surveillance, spying, whatever, they wouldn't be flying around with their lights on, okay? And so that's A. B, these things have been flying off the coast, the East Coast, for more than a week, okay? This has been going on for more than a week. Someone knows what's going on. This isn't a mystery. There's multiple ways you can track these things. You can take an image, find out whose drone it is. There's other ways with radar or even just shining lights on it. You can find out whose drone it is. And I mean, here's a novel idea. You could follow the drone back to its landing spot. Wow. So to pretend like this stuff is impossible is just completely ludicrous. It's clown world. And then you have Van Drew saying one thing. You have the Pentagon coming out saying the other thing. We're obviously all being lied to. My theory, and it's all speculation, my theory is that these are likely U.S. government drones. They're running some sort of operation or just, a drill, essentially. And I think Jeff Van Drew basically ran. A Mossad intelligence operation was run on him. And he says, I've got my credible, trustworthy, responsible sources. Well, we all know the intelligence agencies share with one another. So I think a Mossad operative called up someone in the U.S. intelligence agency and said, hey, we've got intelligence that these could be Iranian drones. Then that U.S. intelligence officer, who didn't want to be on record, calls Jeff Van Drew and says, hey, I've just been given intelligence. These are Iranian drones. So, of course, Israel wants us at war with Iran. They're doing everything they can right now with foreign policy. They just are getting land in Syria. Obviously, what's been going on with Palestine, what's been going on in South Lebanon, the Golan Heights. I mean, you name it. So Israel's trying to do as much as they can right now before Trump gets into office, and I think kind of takes the air out of all of that situation. So I think it was a Mossad intelligence app. But aside from all that, it's foolish to sit here and pretend like our government doesn't know what's going on. If there was an Iranian mothership sitting off the East Coast, we would know about it. They'd have images of it. They'd be sharing them to the public. So we're being lied to on both ends. We're being lied to by the Pentagon. We're being lied to by who's ever sharing this intelligence with House members. And I think the end result is going to be they're going to regulate drones. They're going to regulate consumer-level drones. They don't want us with drone technology accessing drone technology. So there's going to be some sort of a legislation there. And then, and this might actually be overdue, there will probably be new military policies dealing with drones because they really don't have it. The Coast Guard is getting followed around by these drones, and there is no protocol. There is no policy on what to do with drones. So they're going to have to enact some sort of a military policy following this as well. But Iranian motherships, whatever, all the other conspiracy theories, I don't think it. I think the Pentagon's probably lying. I think they know exactly what's going on, and it's probably a U.S. military drill.
And did you say that? Did I hear you correctly? Jeff Van Drew took $100 million from AIPAC?
$111,000, yes.
111,
former
that's
Democrat.
still a lot.
Yeah.
That's still a lot. And the fact that they knew Osama bin Laden was responsible for the terror attacks like 30 minutes after it happened, it seemed like, I got this inside information. We know it's Iran. And,
Alex, they found January 6 defendants with a picture of an earlobe.
Yeah, I know. That's ridiculous. But, okay, we talk about conspiracies. InfoWars was at the forefront of all conspiracies. But this drone thing, if they tell us on Fox News that it's Iran, believe the opposite. So that, who do we think it is? I tend to agree with the same organization that you mentioned, but we can't say that on YouTube. I'm not allowed to say that because they probably will assassinate me like they did Ghislaine Maxwell's dad, Robert Maxwell. But I don't want to get into that. What I do want to get into, Owen, This guy, you're telling me Luigi Mangione is a valedictorian, went to University of Pennsylvania, an Ivy League school, and he gets caught at a McDonald's, and he has Monopoly money, which McDonald's does, a very famous Monopoly, prize extravaganza every year. Why would he, on the run, A, have Monopoly money, B, go inside of McDonald's when you have the drive-through option? Nobody would even see you, just eat it in your car. And the officer that arrested him was named Officer Fry. And then you got McDonald's in the news with Trump's cooking fries there. You got RFK is now addicted to McDonald's and he's off the wagon. And then, dude, what is going on with McDonald's?
How's your addiction coming along, though? What about your addiction?
Mine's really bad. No, mine's really bad. I don't want to get into
Is that why you were having the sweats?
I'm sweating for multiple reasons, but we'll get into that later. But I'm saying, what is this Monopoly money, McDonald's? It's all connected. And then, they say the golden arches, you turn it sideways. That's 33, which is the Illuminati's favorite number because it represents the 30 the angels casted out of heaven. So is this all an Illuminati psyop? And is he a patsy? What do you think's going on with this Luigi Mangione assassinating a guy, and now he's become a sex symbol, basically?
Well, let me try to address all of that as quickly as possible. But the one thing that's sticking out to me, because you bring up, InfoWars, and we just had a big court day yesterday.
We're going to get into that. I know. We should have asked that first, but you're welcome.
No, that's okay. Yeah. But it all ties into this. Known for being conspiracy theorists, and that's what they call Alex Jones, tinfoil hat wearer. Well, what's crazy, and this is even just in my almost 9 years at InfoWars now, crazy to believe, 9 years. But it used to be, and this is really even going back to when I started in 2016, it used to be part of the role I felt I had to fill, and InfoWars, generally speaking, had to fill, was we kind of had to look at all the different angles. We kind of had to question all the different narratives. Like, that was the role. It was like, hey, we're just compiling everything here, and then here's what it is. You chew on it. You figure out what you think, and then we kind of give our analysis. But it was like, question everything, doubt everything, bring all the different conspiracy theories to the table, lay them all out, and then that's what you got. Well, if you look at this United Healthcare CEO murder, now that's what everybody does. And my role, what I take as my role now is totally different. I don't have to come on here and lay all the different conspiracy theories out and look at all the different angles and all the different speculation, because that's what everybody does instinctually now. That's like the number one thing, is all the different conspiracy theories. So now I'm more just going on what I know and what I can prove, more so than, let's say, conspiracy theories. But it proves nobody trusts the media. Nobody trusts the government. And to a certain extent, even nobody trusts law enforcement. Okay, so what do we know? We know that the United Healthcare CEO was involved in a probe, an investigation with the DOJ, insider trading, maybe worse things that lead back to Washington, D.C.
Nancy Pelosi.
So there were some interesting, there were some interesting stocks traded. There were some interesting sales. There were interesting information kept. And so there was a DOJ investigation. And this was all pretty relative in a short scale of time before he was shot in the street. So we know that. And so that kind of opens up the whole intrigue. When you look at Mangione, this is a guy who either is the perfect CIA cutout or fits the description of a man that would want to actually go kill it. Apparently has his own beef with the healthcare industries. You look at his reading materials, you look at some of the things he said in the past, whatever, it all kind of lines up like, oh, okay, yeah, I guess this guy might have some beef with the healthcare industry or a CEO to maybe motivate him to go out and do this, or it's just a perfect CIA cutout. There's one thing that is kind of not being talked about here that I wonder. How did he know to sit there and to wait for Brian Thompson to come out of that hotel, right? I mean, you'd think there had to be some level of intelligence shared with him that, hey, here's where Thompson is staying. I mean, I know they were having the big healthcare deal there, and I guess you could just stalk it out, but it seems like he knew. It seems like he knew where to wait, and he knew where Thompson would be coming out and when, and perhaps that he wouldn't even have any security, shockingly enough. So I feel like that's kind of the missing element in the conversation is, did somebody communicate Thompson's whereabouts to Mangione? Now, The official report says he was working alone. At least that's where they have it right now. But I feel like that seems a little questionable to me. So that's what we know. All the other evidence that's followed is just crazy, right? I mean, it just makes everybody question everything. The stuff you brought up, the McDonald's. I mean, why is he even going to McDonald's? The stuff that's found on his person when he's there. So this is either not to compliment the guy, but this is either a criminal genius who's just putting all this stuff out there to throw you off the scent and make people go crazy and follow the story. Maybe it was planted on him. Maybe now that he's caught, he's kind of going crazy and there's some other story. I don't know. That stuff is all speculation, but nobody trusts the official narrative. Nobody trusts the government. Nobody trusts law enforcement. So I just go off what we know. Somebody was waiting for Thompson, knew he was going to be there to shoot him and kill him. And there was a DOJ investigation into Thompson, into United Healthcare, that could possibly have traced back to Washington, D.C. So it's really all intriguing. Now, leftist women sexualizing him should not really be a surprise. They've done this to all other serial killers, and that's kind of what they're into. This is why I predict Gavin Newsom is going to be the 2028 Democrat Party candidate, because he kind of has that serial killer aura. There's
American
an aura
Psycho.
that he has.
Yeah.
Yeah, very American Psycho-esque. But the left loves to sexualize these types of killers, and that's because the truth is this is what the left wants. They want their opposition, or the people they view as their opposition, their enemies, corrupt people. They want them dead. They want you dead. They want me dead. Mm-hmm. They want us dead. 100%. I've seen what they've done to you. Obviously, you've seen what they've done to me.
Yeah.
And it's a pretty simple line here. First, they try to censor you. If that doesn't work, they imprison you. If that doesn't work, they kill you. And this is what's been happening with leftist ideology throughout forever, for as long as history has been recorded. So these women that are sexualizing him, there's two parts to this. It is something they're into. They are into that. It's kind of like, why does E. Jean Carroll go on CNN and say rape is sexy?
That was weird. That was weird. And they love those Dateline stuff too, murder investigations.
So it's the same. It's kind of the same attraction. It's like the same vibe. But then there's the, hey, if we turn this guy into a sex symbol and into a hero, maybe we can get these other leftist men and incels or whoever else, maybe we can get them and motivate them to go kill other people too. So let's sexualize this guy. Then let's put a bunch of wanted posters up in New York City with all these other CEOs, and maybe we can have other people go out and kill. And that's how. And so they're manipulating other men into trying to get them to kill other people that they want dead too. So they are actually into it, and they want to manipulate someone else to be a copycat killer.
And I think you're right, because like they're social programming us to be okay with assassination, because Trump's assassination attempt, the left was they wanted to make the guy a hero. They just kind of couldn't. They if they could, they would have. And now this guy is a sex symbol. And I also think it's weird, not to keep on talking about sex, is that they said he was frustrated that he couldn't have sex, which I find hard to believe, because he seemed like he was in good shape. I mean, unless he just couldn't, get aroused or something. I don't know. That's just that's a weird detail.
It's not clear, but I think the images of him when he was in good shape are probably from before he had the back surgery. This hasn't exactly been made clear. That would be my logic, because if you look at that picture, I mean, that doesn't look like a guy.
No, he does not.
Yeah, that doesn't look like a guy who's been lifting weights in some time. So my guess is that picture might be from years ago, and then he had the back problems, and then he's lost a lot of weight, a lot of muscle mass.
Well, and Bill Burr did say, it's like, why are we going to be sympathetic to these insurance company CEOs? And I mean, I guess he does have a point, because United Health had turned down like 37% of their insurance claims. But that doesn't mean a guy deserves to die, and that doesn't mean that we should turn this guy into a hero. It's just, I don't know. This doesn't pass a smell test. I think that another O.J. Simpson situation could happen. Do you think that's possible, where he gets acquitted or gets some sort of light sentence maybe? Is that possible?
I doubt it in this case. The latest police reports, I mean, they seem pretty confident they've got the guy. Yeah. And now they claim to have fingerprints and evidence that traces him back to the scene. So my guess is they're going to...
This is the thing is, and JP, I think, said this, or who said this? Maybe it was Bryson, but even if they know he's guilty, if the police did any procedural errors where they can hang him up, they say, oh, well, the police did this illegally. They did an illegal search or this, it could make the whole case, they might make the jury sympathetic to him. It's like how the guy said the intake, Mark Furman. Everybody knew that he sliced his wife open like a Thanksgiving turkey, but because they thought Mark Furman said the N-word, they basically let him off with murder. And there could be another kind of situation like that. I think a procedural error or something that makes the cops look guilty, even if they're not necessarily guilty.
Well, you don't have the racial factor, which was a big factor in the O.J. Simpson case,
which is basically black. So. But Italian's basically black.
I don't know about the Italian discrimination in New York City, but the race factor is not.
They're anti-mob. They're anti-mob.
It's not a real factor. John Gotti. Stop. It's not a real factor here. It's not a real factor here. It's just not. That was a big factor in the O.J. Simpson case. But really, what the problem in the O.J. Simpson case was, the police were tampering with evidence and planting evidence, and that's ultimately why the case had to be thrown out. I don't think you'll have that situation here, and I don't know if a jury would be as inclined to be sympathetic to arguments of whatever identity politics like they might have been in the O.J. Simpson case. My guess is if they think they've got their guy and they've got the evidence to prove it, they're going to present an extremely compelling and convincing case to find this man guilty. His lawyer is claiming they have no evidence. Now, of course, that's his lawyer. There was that strange moment when he was screaming about how it's an insult to the American people's intelligence before he was put in, I believe it was the jail cell in New York after he was transferred from Pennsylvania to New York. So it's certainly an intriguing thing. I don't know. Let's just say my gut, my spidey senses tell me he did it. He wanted to do it. He had the beef. Maybe somebody told him, hey, he's going to be here. But my guess is he did it. Could have been some sort of a brainwashing CIA MK Ultra thing. Could have been maybe set up to do it. But I don't know. My gut tells me he probably did it. And he might have had some outside factors influencing him. But he probably did it, and they'll probably prove it. That's what I'm going with.
You have seen the movie Zoolander, though, right?
What is this? A library for ants? What is that? What does Zoolander have to do with any of this?
What do you mean? That's the whole plot. That's the whole plot of Zoolander. As soon as they play the music, he starts shooting the freaking guy from Bali or whatever. What is the guy? The Filipino guy? I'm saying.
Yeah, so I don't know. So it could be some MK Ultra thing. Yeah.
I do think they can radicalize you. I bet you they could implant something. They have, what is that? The Havana syndrome, where they can, shockwave you with a.
Well, remember, it was Aaron Alexis. It was Aaron Alexis at the U.S. Naval Base that put some message about that on the gun that he was carrying when they found him.
What did it say on the what? Because they say that they can implant thoughts in our own brain. Have you heard about that technology, that they can make us think something?
Yeah, I don't know if I really buy that as much. I think it's more, you look at a movie like you said, Zoolander. That's more of a comedy thing. Oh man, what was the
truth in the movies, lies in the news? But that's what they call revelation of the method. That's why they make.
No, but what was the movie? What was the movie? It's a famous movie. I can't believe I can't think of it now. Where they hold his eyes open like this.
Clockwork Orange. 1984.
Clockwork Orange. That's right. Orange. I think it's probably something more closer to that. But I don't know, man. There's so many different ways. They believe using AI, and I think that they basically already do this, right? If you're talking about something in a conversation, all of a sudden the ad pops up in your phone. I think they can figure out different stimuli just based off the, probe droid you carry around in your pocket. I think they can probably find different stimuli to just inject into your life. Might just be a book, right? Oh, this guy's been talking bad about insurance CEOs. Hey, let's put this book on his recommended page on Amazon. Then he purchases that. And then, let's put this one. So I think there's probably different stimuli they can do that's not necessarily as, like, we're implanting thoughts into your mind or stuff. There's probably ways they can do this that are very subtle that anybody could think of.
Well, at least we both agree that books are bad and reading books are bad. We can both agree on that, right?
Is that your excuse for not reading any books this year, Alex?
I read magazines. I read Maxim magazine every month. I read Maxim magazine
for the articles.
I don't even look at the women. I love my girlfriend prepaid wireless. She cuts that out, but the writing in Maxim magazine has really improved over the years. It's AI. It's all AI, artificial intelligence writing it, but still interesting stories nonetheless. Okay, before you go, so is it true there's a vegetable that was trying to buy InfoWars? Is that true? That the potato was trying to buy it? Is that what's going on?
Yeah, so this has been a crazy ride. Well, actually, the group that's buying it is Global Tetedron.
And they own the Onion?
And yeah, I guess they're with the Onion, or it's the same ownership group. And then there's another group involved called The War Is Over that's somehow involved in all of this as well. I imagine all of this will be getting much more public throughout these. I
thought it was owned by Outback Steakhouse and the Bloomin' Onion was trying to buy InfoWars. Is that not true? It's not the same.
No. Don't slander Outback like that.
I know Alex is probably privy, even though he's a weight loss. He's a skinny legend now. The guy's thin as hell. He's looking good. But why would the Onion, a satirical website, even be in the running for this? Like, this is more of that kind of Daniel Penny weird stuff. Like, all of a sudden you sell InfoWars, and it's obviously the judge ruled that it's not going to go to the Onion. But then the idea is the Onion was going to take it and turn it into a satirical website, thus making all of the good journalism that InfoWars has ever done basically all satirical now. Is that the big plan in a way?
So it's interesting. And when you listen to the court hearings from yesterday, it sounded like, and it was hard because, they tend to kind of drone on. There's a lot of legalese and things get heated and then cool down, and questioning and the cross examination. But it sounded like there was some agreement with either directly the Sandy Hook parents or these groups that are kind of funding gun control stuff and anti-gun stuff. And then the Onion was kind of like the group that would come in and take things over. But there seemed to be some amalgamation of all of this. And from their perspective, they obviously want Alex off the air, right? I mean, why would you come? They don't need to purchase InfoWars to open up a new satirical website, right? I mean, they can just go open. They can launch the Global Tetedron tomorrow. Why spend all this money?
Well, to be fair,
come take all.
Owen, you're acting naive. InfoWars is a very famous brand. I mean, I would say it's. I mean, it's not as famous as Nike.
Okay, who's going to watch InfoWars without Alex Jones?
No, nobody would. But I'm saying I think they would do it to discredit all the good work you guys have done, right? All of a sudden they say it's satirical, and then in 10 years people might not even remember all the good work Alex did with 9/11, Bohemian Grove.
I think you're probably giving them too much credit.
Probably.
Or maybe we're assuming not enough of the American people. Here's what's funny about that notion, because I've considered that too. So what are they going to print for a headline? Okay.
Aliens, they do it just like this Rags magazine, aliens on Mars, or aliens having sex with Elvis Presley. They would just start doing that kind of stuff.
I think they're going to print a headline that says fluoride in the water is lowering IQ. Oh, wait, that's actually real mainstream news now. Maybe they'll print into a headline how seed oils are causing cancer and health problems and inflammation. Oh, wait, that was mainstream news today, too. Maybe they'll put something about how Russian was a fake intelligence operation by the Russia collusion against Trump. Oh, wait, that's mainstream news now, too. Maybe something like the Chinese virus coming out of a lab in Wuhan, China, some crazy conspiracy. Oh, wait, that came true as well. So it's like, I don't get it. So it's like satire on satire makes it reality. The Onion hasn't been funny or relevant in like 20 years. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. Maybe you can get Ben Collins on your show. He likes to do media interviews. So maybe you can get Ben Collins on your blimp and he can answer these questions.
Well, I would like to get Ben Collins on it and press him. So when does Brett Cooper start a new show on InfoWars?
I guess maybe she's waiting for the 30 days when the
then
sale,
she can announce it. So she's waiting 30 days, and then it's going to be the Brett Cooper show on InfoWars.
Why? I don't know Brett Cooper. I'm sure she's a fine. Why is that such a big story? I don't get it.
Well, because she's at the Daily Wire for 3 years. She goes from one of the fastest growing YouTube channels, and then they take it from her, and now her bridesmaid in her wedding is running the show.
Was she popular? I've never seen anything. I mean, I've seen her.
4 million YouTube subscribers. Every video, 500,000 to 1 million views. Incredible numbers.
Are you on YouTube?
Yes, barely. Yes, we are.
Right now, barely. He says.
Barely. Hang on by a thread. My point is,
I quit watching anything that's on YouTube. I view as probably not good enough to watch. Too watered down. So I don't know.
That's sad. You're right that it is watered down, but when you were on, I used to call in. I called in. I need to find those calls from 2015, 2016, right before they took InfoWars off YouTube. But you could argue that InfoWars was the biggest channel on YouTube before it got taken off.
Oh,
I mean,
100%.
you know, there's like Mr. Beast or whatever, and there's some weird...
100%.
There's some
At
weird
least
kid...
political.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Political for sure. You know, there's some kid that opens up toys and gets 20 million views or something. But InfoWars was the #1 political show.
Well, I remember I used to. I had you on years ago when you were doing the Castle Conspiracy, Conspiracy Castle show. We had some fun. You know, all the cats that you had crawling all over you.
Still got them.
Yeah, I'm
I
sure
didn't
you
realize.
do.
Did you know cats live till they're 20 years old? I did not realize that. I thought they lived for like 2 years. I thought they were like a ferret. Go ahead. Sorry.
A ferret. You'll probably have a ferret.
You know,
I would guess.
I looked into it. They're like $700.
They're actually kind of cuddly. You can put a little leash on them.
I would have a ferret. I'm not anti-ferret, but I wouldn't do OnlyFans with my ferret.
I wouldn't mind a ferret. I don't think they shed as much. So, Alex, when we were on YouTube before they banned us, especially in 2016, we were #1 political show. It wasn't even close. Now I don't know. There's other entertainment stuff and popular channels might have been bigger, but for politics, Alex would log on a live stream, 200,000 guaranteed.
Yeah,
200,000 guaranteed. I was still kind of relatively new to political media. My show was relatively new on InfoWars. We'd log on 20,000 live viewers. Just, I mean, like guaranteed immediately as soon as we start a live stream. So we were by far #1 on YouTube. And whenever they took us down in 2018, I don't even remember. The stuff that I used to put out on the streets, my man on the street content.
Which is what got you noticed, which is a great content.
1 million views. 1 million views overnight. Every single thing. 1 million views overnight. So, you know, that's what it is. It's like I said. First, they censor you. When that doesn't work, then they come after you with the lawfare, imprisonment, whatever. And then that's just what the left does. And then if that doesn't work, you know, they try to United Healthcare CEO you.
And Owen, you know, I don't want to just beat a dead horse, but you are a very positive guy, and considering that what happened to you, that they incarcerated you, threw you in jail, it makes me sick. It makes me really worried. And that's why I was skeptical that Donald Trump was going to win, because I've lost all faith. So how does a man that's been politically persecuted like you have, how do you still have faith in the system, knowing that you got screwed more than any? I mean, there's people that have murdered, raped. Jordan Neely had 2019 through 2021, I think he assaulted 3 women on a damn subway, and he didn't do any time. And yet you were calling out a fraudulent election, and then you had to do like 60 days, 90 days. I forget the exact sentence. But isn't that just make you hate the system, Owen?
Well, it's not. I don't have faith in the system, really. Maybe the system carried out with ethics might be a different story. I don't have any faith in the system. What I do have faith in is people. I think most people are good people at the end of the day. I think most people are good people, and they want the same things that we want. They want justice. They want freedom. They want prosperity. They want the government out of their lives, and they're sick of corruption. They're sick of lies. They're sick of deception. I think most people are good. So I have faith in people. The system is completely broken. It will take years to fix it. We're probably better off just shutting the whole thing down, quite frankly. It's probably so beyond repair. Maybe some issues in the culture, we might be crossing that point too, where it's just broken beyond repair. But I have faith in people. Most people I've met are good people. Most people I meet love life, and they just want to be left alone. And they want the government out of their lives. So I have faith in people. I really do. But most importantly, and I really mean it, I have faith in God. Everything is part of God's plan. Everything I've gone through is part of God's plan. Everything InfoWars has gone through is part of God's plan. And this isn't even necessarily me coming at this from a spiritual issue or a religious stance. I mean, there is a creator to all of this. This is a divine creation. Science proves it. There is a creator. There is a divine consciousness. There is a God. And it's much bigger than anything we can comprehend. It's been here long before anything that we could ever recognize. And so more so that's where my faith lies, in the people and in God.
And that's how we all should be. You know, there is a metaphysical spirituality connection that they try to deny when it's just so easily provable. And I think that's the problem with society, is that they hide the existence of God. So everybody should have a spiritual connection to something. I think that's very important. Okay, have you talked to Kash Patel or anything? Could they commute your sentence, or could they do something after the fact, pardon you after the fact?
I guess it would either. I think it would be a pardon still. My sentence. I think it would still it would just wipe it off my record, I guess, or commute it. But I don't know. Again, the technicalities of that, we'll see. You know, Trump is.
If Trump
50,
doesn't pardon everybody in the first week, he's a shill. And you and I both love Donald Trump, but isn't that right? If he doesn't do that,
well, I think right now there's voices in his ear, and some are saying blanket pardons, others are saying case by case. I'm more on the side of blanket pardons, especially after Joe pardoned his son. You know, I could see wanting to go case by case, and I'm not necessarily too against that. There are obvious cases that should be thrown out day one, and really this work should be being done right now. And you have people that are going to be in the next administration that should already know a lot of this information, like Harmeet Dillon, and she's talking to a lot of other January 6th defendants' lawyers as well. So there are obvious cases, day one, January 6ers, get them out. There might be some other things that are more like, okay, did he assault a police officer? Did he smash a window? Did he, you know, so I could see.
But if it's
the
a first-time
case by
offense,
case.
if it's a first-time offense, these people should be getting probation. There's some people that have first-time offenses. You always get deferred adjudication, probation, and maybe it's strict probation. But Owen, if they're even going to, let's say they don't pardon the violent ones, they better give them pretty light sentences, because I don't think this is a situation that's going to happen again. I mean, you have to agree with me on that.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I'd say I'd lean blanket pardons, and it would be the easiest thing to go about this too, is to just do the blanket pardons. And most people, you talk about short sentences. A lot of the January 6th defendants that got prison sentences like me have been released, but some of them got years. Some of them got decades. Some of them have been rotting in these jails for years and have more years to go. They need to be out day one.
Richard Barnett, he stuck his feet on Nancy Pelosi's desk. I believe they gave him 8 to 14 years, and he's already in his 60s. I mean,
he was in the same prison as me. Joe Biggs, multiple Purple Heart veterans, Stuart Rhodes. I mean, there are a lot of guys that were nonviolent that day that have spent years in prison. They need to be released day one. And if you want to maybe deal with some other cases, okay. But there are guys that have been there for years that need to get out day one.
You're exactly right. And then we only have you for a couple more minutes. Did you see that OnlyFans girl had sex with 100 people and started crying? Is that a big surprise to you?
Wait, only 100 people? Did I hear you right?
Yeah, she had only 100.
But that's just an average Friday night.
She's going to do it with 1,000. And then now everybody's tweeting about her. I don't even want to say her name, but I don't even want people to Google her. I shouldn't even be bringing it up. But where are we in society where, like, that's what makes you go viral is getting blasted by 100 random guys you meet off Craigslist?
Yeah, that's one of those issues I said earlier. There's some parts of our culture that might just be so far gone. I don't know. I don't know if you can repair that. Takes a lot of healing.
I know who can repair it. The only guy that can repair everything. Donald J. Trump.
You know, this confirms, though, what I always knew about you. And now that you've exposed yourself, you know, I have to say, mine is bigger than yours, Alex.
What do you mean yours is bigger than me? What is that supposed to mean? We're on YouTube. We're on YouTube.
My piece is. I know but I mean, you know,
you have
my
a big
piece is bigger than yours.
I've seen your piece.
I've seen your piece. I've seen yours, and I'm telling you, mine is bigger.
Okay,
mine is much
bigger.
Whip it out then.
Whip it out, because that went viral. Show me
you
your
want me to take it out right now?
Yeah, whip it out if your piece is much bigger.
You want me to show you up right now? You want to see how mine is bigger than yours right now? You want to see that?
Nothing's bigger than mine.
In front of all
Please don't do it. Yeah, I mean, we have over 1,000 people. Yeah,
I mean,
what is he about to do?
I guess.
What is he about to do? Okay, show me. This is not good. This is not. Oh my God, dude, Owen, you can't have a bigger MAGA hat than me, dude.
I told you it was a lot bigger than yours, man.
Dude,
I'm sorry to have to expose you like this, but mine's
bullshit,
much bigger.
Dude. You're stealing my aura, man. I'm the one rocking the big MAGA hat on the airplane. I'm the one getting millions of views. You need to burn that hat, dude. Jimmy, call the FBI. Call the FBI
This is all
right
natural,
now.
man.
This is a probation violation, identity theft.
I've had this thing forever, as long as I can remember, man.
Dude, how do you have a bigger MAGA hat than me. This is not cool, dude. Owen, I'm coming to Austin, dude, and we're gonna talk about this mano a mano.
Do you want to measure them side by side?
Yes, I would like to measure them side by side.
You have to measure it at the base. Start at the base when you measure.
Stop it, Jimmy. No.
Mine is longer. It's thicker. It doesn't matter which measurements you use. Mine is clearly much larger.
Size does not matter. It's about the motion in the hat, Ocean. So.
And look at the motion I got, baby.
I mean, look at this, dude. I'm going crazy. It won't even fall off my head, dude. I can do anything in this. Wow, yours is pretty good, too. Damn, Owen's showing me up, dude. The Info Warrior himself. What a pleasure.
I warned you.
Owen, you are bigger and better than the pimp on a blimp. And you know what? You're right. You said earlier, I just do want to thank you because you did give me a lot of shine when I was a nobody, so I'll always be indebted to you and the great work you guys, not just you, but everybody does at InfoWars. Real quick, though, before you go, how can people support you? I know you're on X. Thank God they let you back on there. But how else can people support you with InfoWars and all this madness that's happening?
Yeah, on X at Owen Shroyer 1776. I have a Rumble channel, rumble.com/Owen, where I do some other alternative live streams. And then, of course, the InfoWars show, the InfoWars War Room, 3 to 6 p.m. Central Time right here in Austin, Texas. And you can go to owenshroyer.show to find that, or, of course, everything on band.video. Alex, I miss you. It's been a while.
I know. I was just at the Cowboys game. My seats were just where we sat, too, basically, the section over when we went to that Thanksgiving Cowboys game. I was basically sat.
We got to get back to our Thanksgiving tradition. I was still on probation this Thanksgiving, so I couldn't travel. But next Thanksgiving, we'll be back, and maybe the Cowboys will have a good team.
And I'm going to start trying to go down to Austin more for Kill Tony. Next Monday, hopefully, if I go, or Monday, I want to come on your show before I go down there and sign up. You should go down.
Please let me know.
You should go down there.
Absolutely.
What we were thinking about doing real quick, I know you got to go. We got to end the show. Almost kind of like a sad mockumentary because there's so many people signing up. And half of them live in their car and are addicted to synthetic marijuana. It's very sad. So, yeah, it's rough. It's kind of like Skid Row, but for comedians. It's crazy. But, yeah, it's a very sociologically shocking kind of, if you understand sociology. Well, Owen, you are bigger, you're better, and you are a pimp on a blimp. Everybody go follow Owen Shroyer 1776 on X. Thank you, Owen. Have a good evening. Talk to you again soon.
Great time.
Godspeed.
Hopefully.
And InfoWars lives on. Thank the Lord. We live to fight another day. Thank you. All right, guys. That was great. I can't believe Owen had a bigger hat, dude. Call the FBI right now.
Crazy.
So, Alex, you're saying we shouldn't have 100 dudes sign up to blast Jimmy for the content?
No.
But it goes viral.
That'd be disgusting, no.
Well, but it would go
not
viral.
Worth it. Jimmy would like it. Not worth it.
No.
That's your biggest concern?
I would have to go back to gay conversion
if we could
therapy.
do it where we could find 100 women that Jimmy has to blast, but I don't think
That's
it's
not
worth
as
it like
funny.
that.
I don't want Jimmy to have that much fun.
Yeah, no, I don't think I would enjoy that. Like
having sex with women?
Well, after like never mind. I'm going to get in trouble.
Let's stop
Carrie,
talking
I
about
love you. You're the best.
And I love my girlfriend.
We also got a $20 super chat from Matthew Adams. Love the Christmas trees and love Owen. Very festive.
H also said no ferret, by the way. Sorry, buddy.
I know. The cats would probably kill it. All right, guys. You know, there's a great movie. It's called Homestead, and you want to see some actors that are as handsome as Luigi Mangione? Stop it, Jimmy. Why do you add this to it? We're gonna get it.
Well, you didn't say it fully yesterday. I just wanted to make sure.
Then you'll love this film. A nuclear blast devastates Los Angeles, throwing the nation into chaos. And Angel Studios' upcoming film Homestead, coming to theaters December 20th. Amid chaos, ex-Green Beret joins prepper compound. Love grows, truth arise, and a community unites. Packed with heart-pounding tension, moral dilemmas, and a story that cuts to the core of what it means to survive. Homestead explores the humanity behind the apocalypse. Pre-order your tickets for a chance to win a $300K giveaway, which includes 1 Bitcoin. Ooh, that's $100K. A fully furnished tiny home from Box House, a custom Polaris OHV by Sparks Motors, and everything else you need to start your own homestead. Pre-order your tickets for your chance to win at angel.com/Alex. That's angel.com/Alex. See you in theaters this Christmas season. All right, Jimmy, that was a great show. Tomorrow we got another great show. We got Bryson Gray. We got a little clip with Kash Patel. We got the city council meeting that they're saying is a lot of buzz surrounding it. I hope I don't get canceled for it. I said some crazy stuff once again. And that's been our show, Jimmy. And then next week we're here in studio, and we'll also be going to Turning Point USA. So Make sure to hit that like button. How many people are watching, Jimmy?
We peaked at like 1,600 or 1,500.
Ooh, that's good. We need 1,000 likes. Then please, everybody, click the like for Christmas. That can be your gift to all of us here. It's a little click on that like button. All right, guys, we end the show the same way every time with that freestyle finale. So DJ, hit that beat. Oh, we got the Christmas beat. Santa riding on a sleigh. And you know play's gonna play. Cause I got Rudolph in the front. Nancy Pelosi is not gonna say that. That's a mean word, but it rhymes with bunt. Yes, you know it's not a bunt cake. No, it's not fake. Do the pump fake while I eat chocolate cake. I'm a pimp on a blimp and it's Christmas time. And I love you because I'm Alex Stein. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys very soon. I love you. Peace and good night.